Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's time for a little math again. It's time for a little math. Now, some of you did your assignment yesterday, and that is perfect. Some of you might do it today. That is perfect. And some of you might do it tomorrow or Friday or Saturday, and that is perfect, guys. It's okay. Alrighty, as long as you guys are working hard and trying your best, I am not going to complain. Okay? I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's okay. Alrighty, guys. So yesterday we kind of started talking a little bit about some shapes and doing something special to those shapes. What did we do to those shapes? We decided that, I have a candy bar and my sister also needs a piece. So I guess I'll give her a piece of candy bar. There we go. That's what we learned yesterday, right? Totally. That's not what we learned yesterday? I thought we learned to divide things into two pieces. Oh, we learned to divide them in half? Well, what's the difference? What's the difference between dividing it into two pieces and dividing it into halves? Oh, they have to be the same size. Okay, they have to be equal pieces. Okay, so now is that better? That's better. There we go. Okay, so yes, yesterday we learned about dividing things into halves. So, and we also learned to divide them into what else? Fourths. You got it. Whoa! My marker started going crazy. My marker has nothing to do with Mrs. Froman, trust me. There we go. And we also learned to divide into fourths. And the reason I got to thinking, yes, we want to say a fourth. And why, Mrs. Froman, then, is this a fourth? Why is this a fourth? Well, it's kind of like if we were to say this is ice cream. How many ice creams are there? There's only one. So when we call this a fourth, it's because we're talking about only one of the four pieces. And that's why we don't always say 1/4. That's why sometimes we call it a fourth. Is because we call this a ice cream and there's only one. We call this a fourth when there's only one. Okay? Alrighty, guys. So today's not going to be too terribly difficult. Let me find my biggie. You see some new shapes up here. You do. We have, my friend, the hexagon. Ooh, big word. Sounds very fancy. The hexagon has, he's kind of like other shapes. What do we kind of notice about our hexagon? Let me see if I can stand that up a little bit better. What do we notice about him? I'm going to make him go closer. What do we notice about that hexagon? Well, he has, like the other shapes, what does he have? He has, there it is, sides. How many sides does he have? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 sides. He has 6 sides. Okay, let's put him up here again. What else do we notice about our hexagon? What else does he have? He has corners. He absolutely does. He has corners. Are they square corners? No, these are not square corners. They're a little too, my book would fall right out. But they are still corners. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners. He kind of looks like a clock. He's got so many sides and corners, he kind of looks like a clock. But yes, he has sides and he has corners. Excellent, guys. Excellent. All right, there beside him, we have a trapezoid. We have a trapezoid. That's this guy. We're sounding all fancy and smart today, aren't we? We really are. Trapezoid, what do we notice about him? He also has sides and he also has corners. You got it. Let's find out how many sides a trapezoid has. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 sides. Sweet. Is he a rectangle or a square? Is he a square? A square has 4 sides. Does he have 4 corners? Ooh, good question. Let's find out. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He must be a square or a rectangle. He has 4 sides and he has 4 corners. Must be. No. Why not? There's 4 sides. There's 4 corners. Why isn't he a rectangle or a square? See? You're getting smarter all the time. Yes, his corners are not those square corners. He doesn't have square corners. And you have to have square corners if you're going to be a rectangle. And if you're going to be a square, what do you have to have? You have to belong to the Triple S Club. You have to have the same size sides, or you can't get into our club. I mean, we're like pretty special. We only let certain people in, and you're not in. So you got it. You have to have the same size sides, and your corners have to be those square corners. Alrighty, guys. Excellent, excellent. We're moving right along. I love it, I love it. We know this guy. A triangle. You got it. Does a triangle have sides? Yep. How many sides? 3. You got it. 1, 2, 3. How many corners does a triangle have? 3. You guys are getting smart. 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 corners. He does. Alrighty, guys. And then these two we just talked about. We just talked about our rectangles. We know they each have how many sides? 4. The square and the rectangle both have 4 sides, and they also have square corners. You got it. And if you're going to be this guy, you're the only one that belongs to the Triple S Club, because all of your sides are the same size, and that's only a square. You can't be in our club unless you're a square. That's right. All right, guys. So today we're kind of talking about how you can use other shapes to make our shapes. Say what? Like, for instance, if I were to say, what are these shapes, guys? You would tell me very easily. You would say, oh, Mrs. Froman, those are totally triangles. And you would be right. They are totally triangles. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, I forgot one. Ooh, I made a kite. Ooh, I made a kite. Oh, so I can make something, a new shape with other shapes. Okay, what about, ooh, see if I can get you. We just did triangles. So that must mean this is going to make another what? I have 2 triangles. What are we going to make? Well, I just used 2 triangles to make a kite. Yeah. So that must be what I'm going to make. Let's see here. Did I make a kite? Ugh. Ooh. Oh. Did I make a kite? Remember old Wyatt standing on his head. Did I make a kite? Let's see here. Let me remove those. Let's take those off. Ugh. Oh, I messed it up there. Ah! This tape is not working very well. No, it's not. Alrighty. So let me... What shape did I make? It's a square. He is standing on his head. That's true. But he is still a square. He is still a square. So, 2 triangles, some, because this one didn't work, did it? Some triangles can be put together to make a square. And let me put him like that now. There we go. It's a little easier to see when I put him not on his head, when he's not standing on his head. I tell you, we're evil. I tell you, we're evil. Alrighty, guys. Now then, you guys watch me. You see if you can kind of tell what I might be making. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Oh, maybe. Maybe if I go sideways. Oh, I'm about to get Boo Boo out. I am totally about to get my man Boo out. Okay. Oh, he's sideways too. Oh, but can we tell what shape he is? I'm going to come closer for you. Okay. Can we tell what shape that is? Hopefully it looks kind of like that guy. Hopefully he kind of looks like the trapezoid. He's not sticking very well for Mrs. Froman. That's for sure. That's for sure. But he is supposed to be a trapezoid. If I kept going more, after 3 triangles to make my trapezoid, I could kind of keep going here. And let's see what I hopefully end up with. There's another one. Get all my tape here. Mrs. Froman would really, really like to have her magnets out of her top drawer right now. Really, really like to have them. Alrighty, guys. I think we're going to make it work, though. I think we're going to make it work. Okay. Now what shape did I end up with? Hopefully you can tell that he is now him. We turned our trapezoid. 2 trapezoids can suddenly become a hexagon. So today was kind of just about how we can use different shapes to make different other shapes, bigger shapes. I can take 2, what is this guy? That's a square. I can take 2 squares and boom, all of a sudden I have a triangle. You got it. And then I have a triangle. That's what I have. You got it, guys. Okay, so today's was more or less just being able to see that there are other shapes that you can bring together to be able to make new shapes. To be able to make things like this trapezoid and this hexagon. I can take 2 halves of a circle and put them together to make a whole circle. You got it. We can divide them into different pieces. Like, for instance, this hexagon. Here, he's one piece, but on this part, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took me 6 triangles to make that hexagon. Totally did. For this rectangle, it took 2 squares to make that rectangle. Okay? So, yes, today was... I feel like he needs to come out. I feel like he needs to be here. I just feel like he needs to be here. Tape does not work very well on a magnetic board. No. See? Look at all the things that we're learning. But hopefully you were able to see that I can use certain shapes to create different shapes. I can use triangles and I can make a trapezoid, and I can use triangles and I can make a hexagon. I can use triangles and I can even make a square. You can use all sorts of shapes to be able to make new shapes. Okay? Alrighty, guys. So, yes, those that didn't do your assignment, if you can today, go for it. Send them to me. I love to see them. Make sure you read all those instructions, because on one of those papers, it does say that you have to divide them into halves and fourths, and then it tells you to color a half or color a fourth. So you want to make sure that you get those so I don't get you. I'm looking to get you. Otherwise, keep them coming, guys. Keep working on those fluency. What's 2 plus 3? 5. What's 4 plus 8? 12. You got it. Alrighty, guys. Keep working on those so that you get really, really fast and good at those. And me and Boo, hey Boo, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.